you guys seen the angles, right? So the key features of the car, the taillights, the rims, the wing, all right, so I just came to the car wash. We're gonna be doing the night portion. We're also gonna be doing it at the Stockdale lights. But we're at the car wash, so I'm gonna show you guys what angles you can get. Oh, my bad. I'm gonna show you guys what angles you can get if you're here. At nighttime, ideally, it's better to go to a lighted location. It's almost the same thing, just as in daytime. The only thing you're gonna have to mess with is the exposure levels. This kind of looks fuzzy. You want more of that night feeling, so you can go for this. But I'm gonna wash the car, and then we're gonna head to the area. The angles you can get, fire, especially if you have the zoom enabled. All right, so now we're at the second location. Filming cars at night depends on the location that you're at, guys. Make sure that you have something that looks very scenic. So you see this right here, we got the lights. It makes it look very scenic, right? When you see stuff like this, you see this long hallway. This is something that a lot of people from Bakersfield go to take pictures and have. There's even a mini car meet here one time. Anyways, the scenery is so important. The background of where you're shooting at matters a lot at night. And where you're shooting at can make or break the shoot of your car. So let's get into different angles. Same thing for day and night. It's gonna be the same thing. You guys can carry them over. Now, before you even start recording, this might be a little bit different for Android, but for iPhone users, go ahead and change your settings to 4K 60. You can change this in your settings app to make it always be recording at 4K 60, the best resolution possible. And turn on the grid, that way you can line up your shots evenly, and leave the level on so you can know that you're always at the level straight position with your phone. This will give you honestly a hack to keep your shots straight and also in the even frames. One shot that I always like getting is the one from this angle. This is in vertical. It's from this side that way, right? So make sure your hands are steady. This is why the gimbal is important. This is kind of unflattering, so you have to make it a little bit better. Sometimes you can get low and just... That's just one of the shots, but moving on to the next shot, this is going to be passenger side headlight. So have the phone slightly above it and pan it out. Rear shots head on to the car or slightly at an angle just like this also works well. Get those fine details and getting close and personal. Add this into the 2x zoom. Oh, that's 1.9. Alright, so now we're going to go to looking into a series of shots and landscape. So rear of the car is always going to be most important, especially if you go head on. Straight down onto the taillights, the license plate, the bumper. And get those low angles too. Remember that angles are super important when filming a car. You can't just film it at any other angle you think looks good, because it won't. Now, this top-down angle, just like the headlight on the taillights, looks good. And then come down to the headlights. Headlights are important too, especially if you have aftermarket ones. Even though mine are stock, it still looks simple because I have white, bright LEDs. This is my view out here. Alright, moving on. So now I'll get a little bit further from the car, preferably use the 2x zoom. Right here, I'm going to be starting to use the 5x zoom to get more of those fine details, especially because the 5x zoom on this camera, on the iPhone 16, it goes so hard. So I know I didn't really give like a huge list of angles that you guys can get because honestly, you don't really need too much to make it look good. Now at this point, you can experiment with your own angles, find things that work for you, especially in the location that you're filming in. So I got the best shots that I could, especially with the gimbal. I don't really know how to use it yet. I'm not even gonna lie with you guys, but some of those shots were shots that I am gonna try to attempt to make, especially if I continue to use the gimbal. But you guys seen the angles, right? So the key features of the car, the taillights, the rims, the wing, the spoiler, whatever you have on your car, it's what's gonna be the key highlights of your car. So make sure to point those out when you're filming, especially if it's for a client. Now on your phone, it's gonna be a little bit harder to control kind of how it looks, but the thing is, the magic sometimes lies in the post-editing that you do. So you have to be good at that as well. But having this here at this setting, it really improves the way that this shoot's gonna go. Because imagine if I just did this in my front yard. I don't have lights there. Imagine if I did this in my driveway. I only have one light that's over it. Sometimes it goes hard, sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, we have the car right here. It's looking nice.